Oh my gosh. Hey, all you beautiful people. I'm back. Again. I watched the last seller's net sheet video. Man, that was boring. I'm going to be bringing in this information hot. It's going to be fast. And it's going to be better. So, thank goodness for stepping it up, I guess. All right, so we're talking about the seller's net sheet. This is so that you can show your clients what they're going to net from the sale of their house. I have a couple of different tools. The last seller's net sheet video only talked about one tool, so let's go over that one first. In the view only drive folder, and you guys all have access to that, there is a seller's net sheet in there. You only have a view only copy. You can just rip it from the drive, save it to your desktop, and then you can utilize this and utilize it however you want to. So seller's net sheet is a really good tool so you can show what your clients are going to make at the end of a transaction. There are a ton of options in here. This sheet is not an all-encompassing idea about what's involved in a transaction. This is just to give you a good ballpark in case you need to beat out some other company, right? Because we have commission negotiation flexibility. So that's what I like to see up here. So let's just kind of work from the top to the bottom. You can see purchase price. Let's just assume 400 grand. We're going to have a couple of different scenarios: 400, 415, 425, and this one over here I like to have in the middle because that's the one I'm going to use for a 6% listing. Now, if you had other credits in here, like let's say water shares were 40 grand, you may add that in, right? Most of the time you don't have other fringe items like that, but if you do, you add them in that second line. Then you get what your client is totaling from that, and then you start minusing off everything that's coming out during the transaction. So you can change these percentages up here too. So maybe you're going to give somebody a little 4.5er. Maybe you're still doing it on this one and this one, right? Because these three are if I list it. This one is if Keller Williams lists it, right? So, and this is how we compete against them all the time because we have that flexibility to use in our own commission. So let's assume mortgage payoff is 200 grand. Just ask your client, hey, how much do you owe on this property? Let's on this one, just for fun, make it 350,000. So you can see this changes it a lot, a ton, right? And your clients are going to be like, whoa, wait a minute. You know, that might be a lot different. Maybe they don't have a second mortgage payoff. They would if they did an FHA loan, or sometimes people do seconds, or they may do a HELOC, so there may be additional items to pay off. Realtor commission, this one's figured out for you. It's just a sum total of what this percentage is versus the price up here. So then you can just see it just totals it itself. You don't have to do any of that. You just put in the commission that you want, and then the price up here, and it spits it out for you down here. So you can kind of tell your clients that if we bumped it up to 415, or we got the price up to 415 and somebody was willing to pay that, I'm only making an extra 675 bucks, but you get to put in your pocket a whole lot more, right? Of course, that's just the way it works, right? The more price we get, the better they get, and the better everybody wins. I don't really need to explain that any further, but the cool part is you can come over here to the commission side and say, hey, Mr. Seller or Mrs. Seller, remember that 6% guy that was going to charge you a full 6? Well, I can do this deal and give you that 4.5% and make it so that you're still coming out on top. Let's say right around here, right? Maybe 6 grand different. All right. Well, maybe not 6 grand. That's probably about 5. So it's going to be 1.5%. Super easy math. But you can just tell them, hey, you can keep that money in your own pocket. Okay, then we may have real estate taxes. This does it on the fly. Let's say the taxes were $2,800. Oops. And then let's say right now we've got like 4 months worth of taxes. Then you can see these accounts changing by themselves. Recording fees, you can ask title what their recording fee is. This title cost is probably closer to $1,800 now. I like to go more conservative so that your clients can keep more money in their pocket at the end. Home warranty, buyers are going to ask for home warranty. 500 is about the going rate. Courier fees to go take it to the recording office and record. So now you can see this is just a rough ballpark of what they can make from this transaction at these different prices. And this final column, of course, is that 6% listing. All right, that seller's net sheet, you guys can use that all you want. I wanted to show you that we usually just go and get our Cloud CMA and you can punch it in the same place. So in your Cloud CMA, and there's a very in-depth video about this on Cloud CMA, but this is where you can punch in your seller net sheet stuff as well. So I've got this price of all the solds, 404 to 430. We're on my own house right now. So expense, let's say first mortgage, 223. I don't remember what I said from last video. Okay, so then you can see the seller's net. Then realtor costs, let's just say it's 6%. So let's just 415 times 0.06, 24.9. And then you can just go on and add more things to this for your seller's net sheet. And you can just do this for any home that you're running. Sometimes I like to put in that it's about 2% in closing costs for somebody to sell. That way it's just a ballpark figure, and you can just tell your clients, hey, it's probably going to be around 2%, but it will be lower. But for quick math, you can just do that on the fly. So for this one, we're at 8,300 probably. 8,300. So there you can see, bottom line 148,275. Customize your report. This is too many listings, by the way, but we're just flying with it. Publish that report. And wait for it to come up. View PDF. And then you can scroll down until you find where you have your seller's net sheet stuff. I don't have that in there. Well, that's funny. Let's edit that. Maybe I don't even have it in those docs. Huh. Well, run into something new all the time. So let's just get to the end of this and we'll see what's on my report. Maybe here. Oh, yep, seller's net sheet. I don't have it in there because most of the time I don't put that in. But you guys can do whatever you want on your seller's net sheets. Okay, so that's how to do a seller's net sheet. It is on the drive. You can use it anytime you want. Or the one that I like better is on Cloud CMA, and obviously you can tell I don't even use that one. So I usually just tell my clients, hey, this is what you're gonna make. It's up to you to determine what's on those things that you have to pay off, because sometimes sellers lie about what they have. So take that with a grain of salt. They may say, hey, I have a first mortgage, it's worth X. And then they didn't tell you about the HELOC that they opened up to buy an RV or a boat or something. And so your seller's net sheet isn't going to be accurate anyways if they don't tell you that stuff. Okay, well, that's been a fun video. I hope this one makes more sense and is actually better information than the last one. So appreciate you guys watching. And as always, I'm TJ McClellan, Broker Fitness Realty. Thank you so much. Later.